Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game. This game is going to be a 2v2 matchup here on Synergy. On the bottom side here we have, I believe we have 15 Sway and XiaoKai going up against, well, it will be Sok and LawLiet on the top. Once more, the red is actually the teal colors, and the teal colors are actually red. Not quite sure why that always happens when I turn on the allied colors, but well, it is what it is. Anyways, you guys out there like Synergy, or for those of you guys who have not seen Synergy, Synergy is a map where you spawn directly next to your partner, so no real worries about where your partner's base is and being able to defend. If you are defending your base, you are defending your teammate as well. Wait, Remo watching a replay and he manages to activate the overlay. No. How is he able to activate the overlay? That's what I'm still trying to figure out. If someone can tell me that you are able to activate the new overlays while watching a replay, that would be awesome. I've been trying to do that for quite some time and have not been able to do so. But then again, I also know Remo and Neo, both of them have their own overlay tool as well. A very well built custom tool. That is just absolutely beautiful. It actually makes the official Chinese one kind of puts it to shame a bit. Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down here. Demon Hunter and Farsi are coming in from the south side. The red team, 15 Sway and XiaoKai, going up against LawLiet's Archmage and Demon Hunter as well. Also, I'm watching this game on Dr. WarCraft YouTube minutes ago. Well, maybe you saw Neo and Remo watching the game live. That's how they were able to get that get the game with that overlay. Anyways, thank you for tuning in, Wild Striker. If you are, well, after watching this game on the Back to Warcraft channel, I don't pre-screen my games to know where or if they've already been casted by other players or if they're already available online. Anyways, coming back across here, Null Overseer are going to get cleaned up and give this Archmage level 2. Meanwhile, the Demon Hunter, already sitting at level 2, picks up an Ice Troll Priest as the Ancient of War lumbers back home. And, well, I don't even think I was trying to make that pun. Anyways, coming back here, Farsi are now clearing things up here with that Demon Hunter. Gonna go ahead and have a quick clear there. Potion of, what was that? That is a Watcher Ward now being placed down. Demon Hunter with the Pure Up of Vitality, Circlet of Nobility. Apparently, the Circlet of Nobility is still being dropped on some of the maps here, perhaps at a higher tier. I thought the Circlet of Nobility was actually removed from the map pool, but then again, the items that are dropped, well, perhaps those are just changed on only the official BattleNet maps, and, well, map designers can continue to drop items however they want. I think he bought it. Oh yeah, you're right. He's next to a Goblin Merchant shop. Demon Hunter. For some reason, when I see a Demon Hunter with a Circlet of Nobility, I often think he picks it up. If it was a Blade Master, I would have definitely assumed he bought it. Coming back around, LawLiet quickly gonna go ahead and try and heal up a little bit. There's a third Moonwell all the way inside his partner's base, as he's gonna be coming back around here. Pure Up to Vitality and a Circlet of Ability now done. Demon Hunter already back up to 550 hit points, as we should be seeing an exchange of mana burns, so to speak. No. Only one mana burn exchange right there, as the Demon Hunter looks to back up again. Circlet can't drop, but you can buy. Yep. Coming back around, there's another mana burn again, as we're looking at the Ogre Mauler going to get cleared out by this Ancient of War Archmage, trying to create a little bit of separation here, but it's looking like 15 Sway is putting in pressure with that Demon Hunter Archers and Ice Troll Priest. Perhaps going to try and take down the Ancient of War here. Mana burn exchanges once more. However, LawLiet higher on level 3 now. Going to go ahead and get in a little bit of blows once more. Are we going to see a little bit more damage getting added in? There's Immolation and a mana burn going down onto the Ice Troll Priest. A nice design there. So Immolation over Evasion and level 2 mana burn by LawLiet, as the units are still retreating back here. Ancient of War suffering quite a bit of damage, could easily get taken down, and LawLiet trying to clear out this creep camp well, ends up getting punished, losing that Ancient of War there. LawLiet, now being forced to retreat all the way back, does have dual Pure-Ups of Vitality and also a potion or a Ring of Protection. He could use that Potion of Greater Healing and, well, pretty much heal back up to 1,000 hit points, but perhaps wanting to use that a bit later. Circlet can drop at the shop by throwing gold coins at the shopkeeper. Yep. Coming back through, Archmage trying to heal back up that Footman. That Footman may end up getting denied. No, doesn't get denied. Farseer comes in with the auto attack, finishing it off as we're looking at another Footman perhaps trying to retreat back as well. Resummoning of those Spirit Wolves. Farseer does have those Claws of Attack +4, as we are looking at Tier 2 and a Paladin joining in on the fight. Meanwhile, down to the south side here, a massive number of Headhunters and Archers now making their way out onto the battlefield. Gauntlets of Ogre Strength +3, dual wands of mana stealing there. I'm not quite sure what that Demon Hunter really hopes to do with dual wands of mana stealing, as a Demon Hunter often just mana burns. And, well, that will be enough. All right, coming in from the other side there, are we perhaps going to see a mana burn? Yes, onto the Naga Sea Witch. Damage is starting to rack up a little bit. That Naga Sea Witch being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal, as the Demon Hunter really ventured far away from home to try and clear out this creep camp, denying a little bit of creeps. Meanwhile, down to the south or north side here, Farseer retreating back to the south, as the Naga Sea Witch and Demon Hunter, well, combination able to shoo that unit away. Both sides here going to go ahead and continue to clear out, perhaps go after this Berserk Elemental. Sea Elementals are here. A big Frost Nova, as well as the Footmen do need to try and retreat back. That Berserk Elemental with big amounts of damage, chaos damage here. The Footman could actually stand next to the Fountain of Health. Not quite sure why it isn't doing or it is actually getting health regeneration here, as the Berserk Elemental still trying to finish things off. All right, there goes another Frost Nova. That Berserk Elemental nearly out of mana. Meanwhile, off at the 3 o'clock position, the Dragon Turtle is devouring up an Archer. You saw one of those shockwave type animations go against all of these units here, as the Dragon Turtle, down to 176 hit points, may end up getting taken down. There it goes. Claws of Attack +12 going to be dropped, perhaps picked up by that Demon Hunter. Is it really +12? Yes, it really is +12 damage. Finishing things up here. Gargantuan Sea Turtle going to end up falling. Scroll of Healing used, as we see a dual level up for that Demon Hunter and that, I believe it was a Naga Sea Witch. Naga Sea Witch now with the Claws of Attack +12, really going to be dishing out that range damage even further. Now, Synergy has some very, very powerful high-level creeps available on the map, and with that, with those high-level creeps, well, there is going to be some very powerful items too. And since you are partnered with your team, you can work together to clear out these creep camps fairly effectively. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you're using your time well. And perhaps if you're able to divide and conquer the map with those creeps, it would work out just a little bit better. There's another look of that little bit of shockwave type and type damage. Not quite sure what the name of that Dragon Turtle attack is, as that Dragon Turtle gets taken down. Level 3 now on that Paladin, also having up a Health Stone, so a little bit of healing for that Paladin if necessary, as he can perhaps give a Holy Light off to that Priest as well. Down to the bottom right-hand side, Fountain of Health now easily cleared up. Scroll of Speed to try and back away. Top right-hand Marketplace now going to get cleared up by the Demon Hunter and Naga Sea Witch, as that War Golem, well, jumps to that front line position. What item was dropped there? Talisman of Evasion, I believe. Not the best item for LawLiet. Well, maybe a decent item for LawLiet's Demon Hunter, as I don't think LawLiet's Demon Hunter currently has any form of evasion whatsoever. I believe it's level 2 Mana Burn and level 1 Immolation. All right, War Golem now looking to retreat all the way back here. Gonna go ahead and pull it and, well, engage against that War Golem now. Meanwhile, in the center portion of the map, Archmage, Scroll of Town Portals, does try to retreat back as the majority of the larger creep camps have been cleared out. Only the bottom left-hand side still has this War Golem and Lightning Revenant creeps left. All the other creeps are just that green variety, not going to be giving large items or that much experience, but may be able to give that extra little necessary to try and get to level 3 on a Shadow Hunter. Coming back around, there's another roar coming across here. Kodo Beast, well, doing its thing, giving a damage bonus across multiple, across the entire army here, as we see a replenishment potion be, well, dropped. Tauren Chieftain, is he going to pick it up? No, takes a potion of lesser invulnerability and does have endurance aura as that primary ability. So we're looking at, well, Orc bringing in faster movement speed and attack damage. Couple that with roar perhaps, and that is going to be some major damage bonuses across the red army. Meanwhile, coming back, how come it looked like there was an animation there? All right, coming back around, Tree of Life and Ancient Protector are being built right next to each other. Mountain Giants now trying to lead the charge. Blizzard now trying to rain down. Archmage are going to go ahead and fall back here. We are at Fortress and at Tree of Eternity down on the south side as the units are looking to fall back here. Riflemen, Dryads, no mortar teams as the Mountain Giants going to go ahead and do a little bit of taunting, perhaps trying to get in an engagement now. All right, there is a Blizzard, big damage onto that Tauren Chieftain already as both sides fighting their way through. Archmage trying to retreat back and trying to fight into a little bit of a narrow corridor. Archmage wants to get in some big blizzards and will be able to rain it down, but I believe still, well, racking up a bit of that damage. Meanwhile, Demon Hunter does have a rejuvenation, but he is quickly absorbing far too much damage, doesn't have the rings of protection or the other things to give him more effective hit points. Meanwhile, Archmage trying to get into position, gets in another round of Blizzard, able to rack up damage, but he is not really getting that many kills off on any of the units as they're able to retreat back in time. Archmage, now out of mana, decides that this is a good spot to try and retreat back out of as the Scroll of Town Portals for both armies take them back home. Ancient of War off over here. Ancient Protector, well, gonna scout out of this position, make sure there is no expo underway, as Sok is now looking to set up an expo here in the center position. All right, Town Hall now being placed down here. Archmage perhaps needs an arcane vault here as well to try and heal up. Paladin also using up a clarity potion as that level 3 Paladin, even with level 2 Holy Light, unable to keep that Demon Hunter strong enough. Demon Hunter with so many Pure Up to Vitalities and now picking up an Orb of Venom, you would think that he had a bit more hit points, but only sitting at 975 with 11 armor. Meanwhile, back down to the south side here, we are looking at a Tree of Life by 15 Sway to set up an expo as he's entangling that gold mine too. All right, a little bit of break in the action. We're trying to figure out what the long-term strategies are. Both sides looking to stay in low upkeep, or no upkeep, excuse me, perhaps trying to buy a bit more items as the Demon Hunter teleports back. What is he doing? Just pretty much wandering around the map now. All right, we can see that there is a guard tower with that arcane sentry and being able to reveal any of those hidden units. As a quick reveal down across here on this Tree of Life shows that the expo is nearly up and operational. Meanwhile, bottom left, Tauren Chieftain does get to level 2. Most likely it is going to be Stomp, as it has been diving into that front line position pretty consistently. Tauren Chieftain, is it going to get to level 3? Yes, it will. It'll get to level 3 off of this, orange creep camp off on the side. Picks up a Rune of the Watcher, and now also getting in Devotion Aura, an additional 1 point of armor for the entire, well, red team. Those auras incredibly powerful. All right, so the new observer mode is not that great. All right. Well, I wish at least the overlays that the communities have been working on were not being we're not being broken by these patches. So we'll see. We'll see. 2v2 matchup. Both sides just lining things up here. We're looking at perhaps some scrolls of healing being purchased by multiple heroes to be able to spread out that healing, and well, how effective they can be when your armies are as large as this. Both sides getting into position here. We can see that, well, Sok finally going into low upkeep. As we're going to be going into this fight here. Meanwhile, there's LawLiet's already in low upkeep, as well as we're going to be going into this engagement. Here we are. Tauren Chieftain in that frontline spot, trying to get off a stomp. Blizzard now raining down, making it difficult for the Red Army to try to get in position here, as the Archmage has been, well, being able to just, well, dish out that damage. Scrolls of Healing trying to counteract all of that Blizzard, as that Archmage, well, pretty much standing still for so long, as the Archmage now tries to retreat back down to a 500 hit points after a 400 hit point heal, as more Blizzard now still raining down. All right, Staff of Preservation saving units across the board here. The Roar, the damage bonus on those Berserkers, simply astronomical. Plus 16 damage on these Berserkers off to the side here because of all of their damage output, and Roar and these Kodo Beasts themselves with plus 9 damage as well. All right, both sides still pushing their way through. Mountain Giants trying to get into position, trying to taunt. Tauren Chieftain now pretty much out of mana, as heroes are, and large units are just constantly getting Staff of Preservation. I think we may actually finally see some Mountain Giants fall as the Archmage gets up to level 4. Demon Hunter getting the mana burn off on that Paladin, forcing a bit of a retreat back, as the Paladin not quite sure what to do or how to follow this up, but his Devotion Aura is needed, as we're looking at the units now make their way back down. Archmage now bringing down some more Blizzard across that back line. Scrolls of Healing starting to run dry for the Red Army, as the Red Army may need a force to retreat back here, as the Kodo Beast now getting taken down. Both sides fighting their way through. LawLiet does have a number of Mountain Giants here, as the Blizzard is going to start raining down. There goes one Berserker. Berserker after Berserker could end up getting taken down, as the Archmage is getting in position in that front line spot. Needs a little bit more mana for another round of Blizzard, as Druids of the Claw are starting to fall as well. Archmage back up to 95 mana, ready for another Blizzard. Red team needs to retreat back if he's not careful. Are we going to see some more damage get racked on? There's some Blizzard, but the army able to dodge off to the north to rotate around it. Back down to the south side, LawLiet sitting at 67 supply. His teammate, XiaoKai sitting at 15 sway, sitting at 67. XiaoKai still sitting at 50. Off to the north, 57 supply and 76. So still a bit of an advantage for the Teal Army on the north here, and coming out a bit ahead. Archmage sitting at level 4. Paladin getting closer to level 4, and that Devotion Aura could become incredibly important to try and mitigate some of the damage bonus between the Roar, the Roar and those Kodo Beasts. I believe that comes out to be a 45% damage bonus. Yeah, so pretty much everything hitting very, very hard, much harder than you would normally think. Coming back around the center stage here, this expansion may get pressured here in just a moment. There isn't that many towers or ancient protectors or that much of a home field advantage available here for the south side. Mountain Giant's going to go ahead and heal up at that Fountain of Health. As you guys may remember, Fountains of Health do heal at a percentage base, allowing these 1600 Mountain Giants 1600 hit point Mountain Giants to, well, heal at an incredible rate and get back into the action. Paladin, Paladin Archmage finding an Ancient of War pretty much for free, able to shoot it down quickly, as we're going to see a Mana Burn go onto that Archmage. Mana Burn onto the Demon Hunter as well. Quick exchanges going back and forth as we, well, line things up once more. LawLiet trying to get in position with these Mountain Giants. Are they going to go straight after? Yes, they are. They do have a little bit of additional range, and going straight after that Tree of Life, as Blizzard now raining down across here. Repairs are underway as we're looking at some Demolishers with Burning Oil lobbing attacks over across the back. The casters are the main units that have to worry here, as the Mountain Giants perhaps may have dipped too far, and suddenly XiaoKai 15 Sway really overplaying their hand. Their frontline units not in a great spot at all. Blizzard now able to find a couple of targets here, trying to just destroy that AO or that high damage output line here, as we're looking at Kodo Beast and perhaps a couple of Berserkers about to get taken down. Meanwhile, Riflemen are still retreating back. Mountain Giants continue to retreat back here as, well, Teal, Sok looking to completely fall back here. LawLiet needing to use that Scroll of Town Portal as well, as we may see the Demon Hunter fall at level 4 due to a Hex. All right, Guard Towers now trying to, well, stave off this attack here, but the Demolishers with their very long range should be able to take down these Guard Towers without any real issue. Blizzard still trying to rain down, perhaps finish off some of these units again as the Archmage gets ensnared and no longer able to, well, sustain that Blizzard. Guard Towers, Arcane Towers here still doing a little bit of damage back and forth as we're looking at, well, the Teal Army here able to fight back against all of these units. Another Staff of Preservation on the Archmage as we're looking and just simply waiting for LawLiet to come back in with his own army and be able to offer a bit of assistance. All right, Demon Hunter was getting resurrected back at the tavern, back in play here. Are we going to see some Mountain Giants fall? No, Staff of Preservation saves there. That's a bunch of low hit point units. Demon Hunter trying to finish off some more units here as the Archmage able to run in with some Blizzard. Rifleman getting in some big damage perhaps onto some of those low hit point Mountain Giants as those units are trying to retreat again. Paladin low on mana, unable to get off a big heal here as both sides still fighting their way through. Another Staff of Preservation for more saves, and there's a lot of low hit point units that haven't yet quite fallen that could give even more experience and perhaps push a little bit further. All right, Tauren Chieftain continuing this dive and charge into this position. Meanwhile, the Kodo Beast absorbing damage like a pincushion. How much damage is going to get racked up here as the Naga Sea Witch, well, decides not to give chase. All right, big damage all the way around. These Mountain Giants need to get sent into their own corners and rest up a bit. I mean, you can take a look. These Mountain Giants really recovering hit points at a fast pace. What's that? Almost like 25 hit points a second. Demolishers here need to heal up, and the south side, 15 Sway and XiaoKai being able to keep these Mountain Giants healthy, constantly Staff of Preservation to keep them alive. I believe that's actually what's preventing LawLiet and Sok from getting up to level 5 on their heroes. Knights also joining in on the battle. Perhaps their Sundering Blades will be able to get past the medium armor here as, well, south side 15 Sway was able to set up another expo, now currently mining off of 3 bases at low upkeep. XiaoKai trying to build up, perhaps will be able to place down some more Orc burrows, get further into low upkeep as well, as those Demolishers were really bringing or raining down that burning oil and dishing out that damage. This expo could have easily have fallen, but we'll see what comes up here next. Rifleman now with Rifleman Inner Fire has been researched. That additional armor, what, +5 armor coupled with the Paladin's additional 1.5, so what, plus 8.5 armor on these upgraded units here, as we're going to look at this Mountain Giant army quickly finding this Tree of Life and taking it down. Level 4 now on the Naga Sea Witch. Demon Hunter going to easily clear out this Ancient Protector here as we see a Scroll of Town Portal to try and offer in some protection. Those towers quickly taken down as the Demolishers now moving their way in towards the frontier. All right, Demolishers, are they going to be able to rack up a big amount of damage as the Tauren Chieftain gets up to level 4 with a big stomp here? All right, so many units in the back. Mortar teams also joining in on the fight here, trying to rain down damage. Is the burning oil gonna be able to destroy this back line, or is the Blizzard gonna be able to destroy these Demolishers first? That is the question. Both sides just dishing damage out so quickly as one Demolisher is about to fall from a mortar team attack off to the north. Burning oil still raining down onto the ground here, perhaps needs to attack into that back line. That fragile glass cannon is really of the north side here of Sok and LawLiet, able to keep their distance and continue firing as the Blood Mage is now out here on the battlefield, currently sitting at 40 hit points, somehow still alive and able to, well, funnel in more mana. He needs to get a Holy Light off, tried to get a little bit more heals as the Naga Sea Witch gets hexed, but really wasn't in danger just quite yet. Units continuing to retreat back. There goes the Blood Mage trying to retreat back again. The Fork Lightning not finding the right target as the units are still trying to engage engage here. Rifleman looking to put back pressure. Naga Sea Witch looking to fall back here as the Naga Sea Witch looking to kill off some of those units. Has not been able to do that with that Fork Lightning effectively. Meanwhile, Demolisher is still leading the charge here, and we are now looking at 2 bases to 3 as well, as the wing side now being forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to try and teleport back off to the main base. All right, Demon Hunter does get up to level 5. Archmage gets up to level 5. Blood Mage able to funnel in some more mana into that Paladin. Paladin comes across with some big heals again, as we're looking at the Mountain Giants of LawLiet coming back over from the Fountain of Health to get back into position in that front line. Demon Hunter trying to lead the charge here. Are we going to see some fallen Mountain Giants or some Staff of Preservations to try and retreat them back next, as the Demolishers, well, could just rain down some damage to slow this pursuit back up just a little bit. Demon Hunter is still trying to give chase here. There goes one peon again, as the Mountain Giants getting Staff of Preservation to back home. Tauren Chieftain picks up a Circlet of Nobility, perhaps going to try to head off to the corner. Where is this counter push going to end? That is the question, as, well, LawLiet's army, with the help of Paladin, Archmage, able to keep things alive, perhaps with some Holy Light, keeping all of these heroes alive and continue this push a little while longer. Expansion has been taken down now, so both sides operating on 0 bases. Suddenly, this counter push by Sok and LawLiet hitting their target and shutting down this expo. 50 supply and 85 supply going up against 60 supply and 79 supply. Army sizes are still very comparable, as we see a couple of ensnares now go down. Naga Sea was trying to retreat back. Demolisher is able to lob in a couple of attacks, and here we go. Archmage now raining down Blizzard across both sides here. Level 2, level 3 Blizzard now eating away at that front line position. Perhaps going to take down a bear or two, but a little bit of friendly fire damage on that Blizzard. Riflemen, mortar teams continuing to lob their attacks back. Are they going to be able to take down some of these Demolishers who are just raining down damage and causing splats across all of these, across all of the casters in that backline position? Meanwhile, damage still racking up a bit more. There goes up another Demolisher again, as the Demolishers look to retreat once more. All right, Naga Sea Witch, Demon Hunter trying to fall back. A big mana burn onto a Druid of the Claw. Staff of Preservation may be needed to try and save another low hit point Mountain Giant, as it falls back again. Mountain Giant down to 100 or 99 hit points, able to retreat back and perhaps walk all the way to that Fountain of Health on the bottom right. All right, counterattacking the other side here. Tree of Eternity has uprooted, trying to make its way across to, do a little bit more mining again. Same thing happened with LawLiet and Sok off to the north, as the Mountain Giants are just absorbing so much damage. All right, they're still continuing this push again. Demolishers trying to keep their distance outside of that Blizzard range, but still find ways to get damage across the casters and the other, long-range mortar teams in the back. Berserker still leading. Looks as though the Tree of Eternity has entangled the gold mine, but nothing is in it. No wisps are in that gold mine doing any mining just quite yet. Blood Mage still trying to retreat back. A little bit of burning oil on the ground, hurting everything, as we're looking at a big Holy Light there trying to save that Mountain Giant. Paladin getting in a bit more mana, also has a potion of mana as well. Could use it to try and continue to heal up these units as they retreat, hopefully keeping those Mountain Giants alive on their feet long enough to revisit that Fountain of Health. Units are trying to retreat back. Archmage does have a Staff of Sanctuary. Paladin could be in a little bit of trouble, down to 253 hit points. He needs to try and retreat back. A lot of the priests, only 2 of them left now to try and heal up and keep that Paladin alive. Staff of Teleportation inbound. Demon Hunter trying to engage here. Tauren Chieftain is looking to retreat back, and right now both armies are just lined up like dominoes and trying to see which is going to end up falling first. Whoever ends up falling first. Demon Hunter down to 418 hit points. That could be the beginning of the end. No, LawLiet able to save as the Tauren Chieftain falls at level 4. So the Tauren Chieftain of XiaoKai ends up falling at level 4 as we're pushing back off to the north, and still LawLiet being able to mine from that gold mine, as that Tree of Eternity has reached full saturation. Same thing down in the south side here. So both sides are getting their necessary gold, as the Demolishers, and their slower movement speed constantly getting pressured here, could end up getting taken down. Yes, Paladin now sitting at level 5. That level 3 Holy Light should be able to keep all of these heroes alive and well, and that may be the lasting momentum that Sok and LawLiet need to, well, finally close out this game. All right, bit of repairs. One more mortar team around should do it. No, the Wisp able to get in enough repairs as the Blizzard is trying to come back across. Are we going to see the Tree of Eternity get taken down? No, we are not. Both sides now fighting their way through a near full saturation on that entangled gold mine again, as Blizzard is raining down across all of the, well, berserkers and heroes here. Archmage now finally low on mana, gonna try and engage back with some auto attacks. Fork Lightning looking to finish off a couple of riflemen, but the Paladins, Holy Light making a big difference there. 600 hit point heals, healing up that rifleman pretty all the way back up to full with a little bit of overheal too. Demolisher is trying to shut down the mortar team. Who's going to win out on that battle? Mortar team is getting healed up and, well, going to force the Demolisher to try and back away. There's another Staff of Preservation, but the Demon Hunter, well, only down to 37 hit points and losing more and more due to that Orb of Venom. It looks as though the tipping point will be reached as, well, South side gonna end up losing. LawLiet leading the charge here. Excuse me, not LawLiet. Let's take a look at the total scores. What LawLiet and Sok leading the charge here. Wow, can't get my windows all set up. LawLiet and Sok leading the charge here, and it was really that level 5 Paladin that was the final tipping point, being able to give that Paladin that 600 hit point heal, and with that, the Demon Hunter and Naga Sea Witch really never started to fall. Tauren Chieftain falling at level 4 was the beginning of the end for the south side, as without that Tauren Chieftain's Endurance Aura, the movement speed of the Red Army was just not fast enough. Those Demolishers weren't able to get within range, and constantly the mortar teams, because they are biological, were still getting healed up by Priest, and that in the end was enough. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.